Hey guys, Brandon Productions here. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to send an email with Visual Basic 2008 or Visual Basic 2010 Express Edition. Now this tutorial is heavily requested, and I actually learned how to do it from several people down at the bpvb.net forums, so thank you to them. And let's go ahead and get started with this video tutorial. So I'm just going to start a new Windows Forms application and call it Emailer. And we start off with our basic form. Now, this form doesn't need to be any special size, but I'm just going to rename it Emailer. Alright, so when we send an email, generally from a web client, let's say we went to hotmail.com, we would need to enter our username and password in order to get into our web client. So we're going to need the users to also enter their username and password. So we're going to put two labels down. One label is going to identify username, one label is going to identify password. And we're going to put two text boxes down to go with those so the user can actually input their information. Alright, so then once in a web client, once you enter your username and password, you can start writing the email. So on the email, the first thing you need to write is to. You're also going to need to write the subject. And then last but not least, you're going to actually need to write the email contents itself. So, body. Alright, so then we're just going to do the same thing. Put some text boxes down with these labels. Subject. And last but not least, body. Now, since the body is generally bigger than anything else, we're actually going to make it a text box, but we want to make it multi-line. So in this little arrow here, we're just going to click that, and then we're going to check multi-line, which enables us to drag it down like so. Alright, so once we have the basic form set up, we're going to need a send button. So the user can actually send their mail. Alright. So today I'm going to be explaining how to send an email with Hotmail email addresses. Now I'm also going to be making a tutorial later on how to send an email with Gmail and Yahoo, but right now it's just Hotmail. So let's go ahead and get started. We double click the send button to actually enter the coding, and the first thing we need to do is actually import a library in our project. So in order to do this, we're going to need to go above the public class and just type imports and then system.net.mail. This is the VB.net language mail protocol, so we just need to put that in order to send mail. Alright, so when the button is clicked, the first thing we need to do is make sure the user has entered a username. So if textbox1.text equals nothing, then so if it has nothing in it, we're going to make sure it says error, no username. But if it does have something in it, then we're going to check the password. Error, no password. Okay, but if it has both a password and a username, we're actually going to start our email. So the first thing we need to do is actually declare what the message is going to be. We can do this with the dim command to declare, and then a new variable, message as new net.mail.mail message. Okay, so what this does is just declares the variable message as a new mail message. So everything we're going to be doing is going to be attached to message. Okay? Now, what we need to do actually is in this mail message thing, we need to declare the the information about this actual message. So we are going to open parentheses and close parentheses, and in this we're actually going to put the info that we need. So it says that we need to put from as string. So the from would be our username plus @hotmail.com. Right? because our username, say our email address was, I don't know, Brandon@hotmail.com. Our username would be Brandon, and our, let's go ahead and change that. So the form, instead of asking for the username, it's actually going to ask for the email address. Okay, so that'll make things a little easier. So then when we click send, we're going to label the from as text box 1.text. And then 2, well, we have a text box declared for 2, and that's text box 3.text. Box 3.text. The subject, okay, the subject is text box 4.text. And then the body, which I'm assuming is text box 5. Yes, it is text box 5.text. Alright, and from there, we're done declaring everything about the message. Who it's from, who it's to, the subject, and the body. And now we actually need to declare the server that we're going to be mailing the message on. So we're going to dim SMTP as new net.mail.smtp. Oops, SMTP. Client, no. Yeah, SMTP client. Okay. So pretty much what we're saying is we're creating a SMTP client on our program in order to access the web servers for the mail. And in this client, we need to actually declare what the host is. So since we're doing the Hotmail, the host is actually smtp.live.com. And then it also asks for the port, which for Hotmail is 587. Okay, so this is the server we will be connecting to when we actually send the mail. Our next step is to declare our credentials, or username and password. So we're actually going to dim credentials as new net.network credential. We're going to open the parentheses again, and it's going to ask for our username, which is textbox1.text, and then our password, which is textbox2.text. Okay, and then our final step is to simply send the mail. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that our mail is actually sent securely. So we want to enable SSL on our send server. We can do this by typing smtp.enableSSL equals true. Next thing we want to do is actually declare the credentials. So the credentials of the server equals, we already declared the credentials here, so it's going to be credentials. Then we need to declare the port, which is 587, we already did that, and the host, which is smtp.live.com, which we already did. And then last but not least, we need to send the message. So we just type smtp.send, and then ask for a message, which we declared up here as message. So we're going to send the message. And we're actually going to put all of this inside a try command, which is a error catching command. So it's going to try to do all this, and if there's any error, it will catch it as x, the variable x, ex, set x, and it'll actually, since we're typing message box, it's going to display the error message, ex.message. Alright, so now that this is all set up, we're going to test it really fast, since we're running out of time. Email address, I'm going to use my Hotmail, brandonio21@hotmail.com. Password, I'm going to bleep this out for you guys by simply clicking on text box 2 and going to password care and making it an asterisk. So then we run it again. Email address, brandonio21@hotmail.com. Password 2, I'm going to make it to my Gmail account. Subject and body, test. Then we're going to send it. Okay, so I paused the video and opened up my email client, and the email is here, ready to go. From me, subject is the thing we declared, and the body, test, just like we said. So there you go. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.